Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 4 of calisthenics endurance, and well, an actual endurance workout will only be tomorrow, but today we have another skill day in order to keep the body active. And well, when it comes to the calisthenics endurance journey, it's only day 4, but I'm already having a lot of fun, because the goal is to run 70 kilometers in March in Japan, in the Shimanami Kaido, which is some kind of road along 6 islands, but in order to get there, I'm gonna have to do quite a lot of training in between. And when you have these big goals where, like, you're sure it's not impossible, but you're also like questioning yourself of, if you're actually gonna be able to do it, when you're able to make those goals and dream about them, right? Training becomes a lot of fun because, if you think about it, somewhere there's gonna be the line of what's actually possible and what's not, but you cannot really guess or know where that line is. And so, is it all the way at the end or is it all the way in the beginning, right? I don't know where my limits or my supposed limits are, but it also means that every day, you can get out of bed and find out for yourself. Today it was day 4. I went for a 10-kilometer run for the 4th day in a row, and it was possible, right? That's very nice. And tomorrow I will do a 5th one, and I will find out if it's possible. And day by day, you just, like, the doubt you have for yourself turns into more of a belief. You start to believe that you can actually do something because, the first step for me to get towards a 70-kilometer run is going to be to run, 10 kilometers a day for 2 weeks. And even 2 weeks seems like a huge task to me. So, like, those 2 weeks, they're 14 days, right? And they seem like a big task, but if you approach them day by day, suddenly it starts to become a lot of fun because, hey, can I do today? Yes, I can. And then you ask your question again tomorrow. Can you do it tomorrow? Yes, you can. And, basically, you're always looking forward to doing something, achieving something. Of course, sometimes you'll fail as well, but in general, right? It's the small steps that, in the end, amount to something big. It's the small steps that turn into a marathon in the literal sense in this case. But today as well, even though it's a skill day, it's not directly translating into endurance perhaps, but still doing the skills, keeping my body strong, it will play a part in the push-up endurance as well. So, today, even though it might not be a heavy or intense day because I have to watch out for the injury and stuff like that, even, looking at today and seeing what I'm able to do, right? Am I able to do something more compared to yesterday? Is my injury feeling better? Asking myself those questions daily, if you think about it, right? It's a very fun process. So even though at the moment especially I might be frustrated often, I also have to think about, like, the fact that, I can be thankful that I'm still making progress despite the situation. But today is going to be kind of the same concept as yesterday. It's going to be a bit different, like when it comes to actual sets, but I'll just explain that along the way. So let's go. Alright, this is set number 1. I'm gonna do planche presses again today, and I'm recording from this angle because from this angle my planche press looks the worst. And today I wanna focus on the form, so from here I can see if I'm bending my arms, if I'm straightening my legs, if I'm getting my hips down or not. And basically every time, I'm recording the video, I'm gonna rewatch it, check out some pointers, try to adjust and see if it's better. But when it comes to skills, if you're trying to improve your form, recording yourself is a must. But yeah, I'm gonna do planche press. I'm gonna alternate with some pulling sets as well, so the next set will be a floor Victorian. I'll do that for 3 rounds and then move on to something else, but let's go. Alright, 3 sets of planche press and floor Victorian done. Now I'm gonna move on to the second group of exercises, which for the planche is again just gonna be the same 2 planche presses. I'm gonna continue doing this until hopefully 6 sets, but for the pulling variant, for the pulling exercise, I'm actually gonna move on to chin-up holds, because while I can't do any chin-ups or front lever or basically anything that pulls, right, I noticed today when I tried that I can relatively pain-free do some chin-up holds like this if I don't move around. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna teach my body that it's okay, and that, slowly but surely I should be going back to doing pull-ups and front lever pull-ups and whatnot, So yeah, that's gonna be the goal for today, to do some holds on those chin-ups, and well, we'll see what happens. Of course, I'm not gonna force myself and force myself through a lot of pain, but nonetheless, small steps make a big difference. Alright, I'm not gonna force things, but this is the first time I'm able to hold myself with my chin above the bar in, well, almost a week now, so very happy with this. One more chin-up set, and then we can move on to the final part of the workout. Alright. The finisher set for planche is just gonna be the same set as yesterday. I did one set now, I'm gonna do one more. For the back, I'm gonna see if perhaps I'm able to do some banded rows without any pain, because, well, only my side hurts, My lats and my rear delts are fine, so I can, in theory, I can beat them down as much as I want. So let's just see if the band pulls work. If they do, you'll see them. If they don't, you won't. Okay, so that's it for today's training, and I am hyped as hell, because getting a back pump was not on the list of things I expected to happen today, I got injured last Saturday. I was unable to even do like a chin-up hold, or I was even able to, unable to get in the position, right? And today it freaking happened, but not only that, I also found out about a new movement. Well, it's not a new movement, but I found a new option that I can utilize, basically another tool in the shed for a different purpose that I can use to activate my rear delts, activate my back and get a sick pump without hurting myself. And I'm happy as hell, it's only a banded row. It's easy, it's nothing special. But guys, again and again, I will say it, don't ever allow yourself to be convinced that there is a singular day in your life that you're unable to do anything useful, Not only when it comes to training, but when it comes to your life. Because guess what? I am unable to do so many things. It's so easy at the moment to focus on what I'm not able to do anymore. I'm not able to do a tuck from liver. I'm not able to do like a proper chin-up or a proper pull-up. I'm not able to do planche push-ups, whatever, right? I'm not able to do Japanese push-ups. There are so many things that I can think of that I'm not able to do anymore. And at times I do, I'm not gonna lie. But it's important to then also be able to switch it up and think about what you are able to do instead. What are you still capable of doing, right? And try to find it out. Try to learn what you're still able to do, And you only get to learn what you're capable of doing if, even though, the situation sucks and you don't want to go out there and train, go out there and train anyway. That's how you're going to find out. That's when you're going to try new things and basically learn your new possibilities, right? You're going to learn your new 100%. And before you know it, right, you're gaining momentum. You're back in the swing of things. You're focused on what you're on what you're able to do. And without even noticing, you'll be, back to your old self and surpassing yourself with challenges that you're taking on. It's important to keep the momentum going, no matter what, because you're always able to do something. And guess what? Today, I was proven right again. But yeah, that's it for today's training. Very happy with how it went, of course. Is this the ideal training that I want to be doing? No, not at all, but it's way better than what I expected of myself, way better than what I thought was possible. And well, guess what? This is going to be step number 1, or I guess step number 5 or 6, because every day that passes from the injury is a new step towards recovery. And guess what? Today was one of those steps again. Just like achieving a big goal is done in steps, in itself, healing from an injury is a goal as well. And it also takes smaller steps. So it's up to you to go out there and, take the first step, go out there and chase the goal of recovery, chase the goal of whatever you're trying to achieve. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be back, of course, after a 10-kilometer run, but then I think I'll be straight heading into an endurance push-up workout. Yes, let's go. I'm happy as hell with today's progress on the injury. I'll see you tomorrow.